How's it going, guys? DJ Av here, and what we have in front of us is the MS2000R by Korg, which Korg is a Japanese company, and this is a virtual analog synth. Yes, a virtual analog synth that is hardware. So how is that? Because the waveforms are generated by DSP code, so there is digital. This is digital, guys. So there's hardware that is non-analog. Yes, so I see a lot of people that get that kind of confusion, and I see them talk retardedly on the internet. I apologize for saying that, but yeah, they do. And they don't know the difference between analog and digital, which you can have hardware and it still be digital, and this is one of them. So this is very good. Again, there are soft synths that can do much more than this, because this has 4 voices, so it doesn't have that many voices to play. So you can only play like 4 key chords or whatever, or 7s, I believe. And but it's quite capable of doing a lot of cool stuff. And that's some of the main things that I really like about it. So here are some of the cool sounds that you can get. Points for anybody that knows where that comes from. I give you a hint. It is a rap song that uses that bass. Yeah, disco. So real quick about this sound right here, if you can see right here, this is where one of the coolest parts of this particular hardware comes in, and that's the sequencer. I'm messing with the mod wheel, kind of, just to let you know some of the cool modulation that can be there. You can, again, in this area right here, you see the virtual patch, which is much represented like a mod matrix would be in a soft synth, like on your computer, VST. So, this kind of knowledge kind of just translated over for me from hardware all the way on to synth. So that kind of just gives you a quick background of why I guess I am pretty into, I'm into like creating patches and stuff like that versus just buying. But there are particular sound designers that I just have to cop stuff from, because they are absolutely amazing. Kevin Schroeder being one of them. Howard Scar being another. this is quite amazing. This is one of the things I really, really love about it. How rich the sound is as it goes through the different sequences here. It's still going. Some rich leads there. So you see, it's quite bananas. This is quite bananas of the stuff it could do, and how limited it is, and what you could do creativity wise. You know, it's a godsend. I guess I'll do a few more. I messed up a little bit. So it's not really as it sounds very good, you know, for what it's worth, and you don't hear any anti-aliasing or any of that nature. So. I just want to show you what it was capable of as far as it going up a couple of octaves and down some. Again with sequential. So, you know, of course you can, you know, do your own patches. All you do is just press like edit and this button right here, and then you see it says utility, and then you go to yes, and it'll say, are you sure? Then you have initialized track. So another thing was that I was impressed with is the fact that you can do noise here. You just dial in some noise. And then we're gonna access here. I apologize, my hands getting away. Trying to do this as much as possible. Mess with this right here, which is the amplitude. The amplitude, and as soon as you touch it, that's when it responds. So I don't need release. I don't need, because I don't need release. I don't need sustain. And dial back the decay a little bit. I got a snare. You know, so that was the first way I learned how to make a snare way back in the day. And you know, you have distortion that's on here as well, so you can go ham on that. Yeah, you have two different LFOs that you can mess with. And I'm talking about as far as two different LFO sections that you can dedicate your LFOs to, but you know, you have ramp, square, and triangle. Yeah, panning, of course. You have delay. And then just give or take on how you have your MIDI routed, or if from in and out to through, which I do have it routed back into my laptop. So just in case if I wanted to, perhaps just use MIDI out in FL Studio, I can use that and use the piano roll to play back everything that's in here. So that's one of the capabilities that you should be aware of, that you're able to use that and just record the stuff in and it be on time, and you're able to do that. And that's the case with all my hardware, even the Trinity down there as well. One of the other cool features about this throwback synth is the fact that, and that coming out in 2000, I don't know if I told you all that, but you can route right up here, either a microphone, which you could do. This is a vocoder as well. This Korg MS-2000 is a vocoder as well, which is one of the breakthrough moments for synthesis right here. And or just route audio straight in, via your oscillator one, just selecting audio in and then adjusting your audio, and there you have it. You have more contributions that you can do to your music and more things that you can do. This one of the drawbacks of this MS2000R rack though is the fact. Let me go ahead and dial up quick. A little bit of noise. Mess with of course, you can mess with the tune of it. I'll mess with semitone. But one of the drawbacks is the fact that it doesn't have a reverb on there, but it has a delay. So, if you have, again, like a No Coast or a Moog Mother 32, you can just route them into the audio in and, just go about, playing your live sets and whatnot, which is cool. That's one of the cool things about the Korg MS-2000R that a lot of people love about it. But the main thing is stuff like the Arpeggiator. Of course, I can't mess with tempo because, again, it's tempo locked to the DAW right now. So, unfortunately, I can't change the speed of it. You can latch notes, and you also can change the range of it from either 1 to 4. And the type, you have your typical types like up, down, Alt 1, Alt 2, and random. Cool. It's just flat out cool, but it goes a little further than that. Of course, you have the mod sequencer here. Just turn that on, and then you have access to the mod sequencer, which does a slew of things. Give or take, of how you go about it. You could sequence edit. That's with certain parameters, and go really stupid. Do some random stuff. And you can also record your modulation in like via, I guess Cyclops would be closest to it, or because even though you could do anyways, Cyclops is closest to it when you record your modulation. Some nutty stuff here. Crazy. Man, I can't tell you how long days and nights I've played with this and just thought, man, this is just absolutely crazy, and just had so many different ideas. And now, me in 2000, that is 2016, so that's 16 years later, I come with a knowledge of sound design where you just really just go ape. I can go turn the distortion off. Wait. And I'm not even diving into the mod matrix right now. It'll just be another 20 minutes. But that's all I wanted to show y'all guys, man. I hope y'all like Throwback Thursdays or whatnot. I got something else planned for next week, so I hope y'all guys enjoyed. I really do appreciate y'all for giving me this platform so I can show you some cool stuff and perhaps even learn from you guys. So if you have any extra information, let me know, because I would love to learn from you guys as well. I'm DJ McCree, and thank y'all, and have a good day.